I wanted to ask Andrew a question. It's about expectations about the Patriots. And we're complaining about the fact that maybe Drake Maye got out-coached and they should have done this, they should have done that. Earlier in the season, we entered every week expecting them to lose. They made a lot of mistakes. None of us were upset about that. It's to be expected. They blew it up. They're starting over. But now, thanks in large part to Drake Maye, we look at a game against a mediocre team, which is what the Rams are, and we think, damn, I mean, this was a winnable game. If nothing else, the expectations from the media and the fans have changed here in the last month.
Yes. What's your question?
Why is that? Will it improve? Are they on their way to something, or have they plateaued here?
Yeah, it's a great question, because I think what Drake Maye has shown is that he will
take
he negged you, and then he came in. That was very mystery method. Go ahead.
He will take the Patriots as far. They will go as far as he will take them, right? And that means getting close to a comeback like we saw. It also will mean throwing interceptions at the end against Tennessee, and obviously now against the Rams to lose a game, which amazes me. And I don't think this is even unfair that he throws a pick at the end of a game and everyone's going, but didn't he play great? You know, like we're all mesmerized by the last play in regulation against the Titans, and then it's his best game yet against the Rams, and that's what we're focused on. I think that's totally fair. But it speaks to if you can just get him a little help. And you got some help offensively. Kendrick Bourne was good. Hunter Henry was good. Demario Douglas had a lot of yards and catches.
Jalen Polk gets worse every week. He's no help at all. I don't think he should play again for a while, but that's another situation. Continue. Sorry.
It's just that defensively, the issues were so fundamental of like, okay, what do you do? What do you need to do to stop the Rams? Okay, cover Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. That's about it. And they didn't do it. So that, I think, was the most frustrating part. I think your reminder of like, hey, when we were talking preseason, they could be 2-15 is a good reminder to kind of keep your feet in the ground when everyone's so frustrated and going, oh my God, and I'm writing columns and everyone's like, they got out-coached. That's frustrating. But at 3-8, they're also pretty much right where they should be.
I think they're better than I thought they were going to be. I mean, they're better than I thought they were going to be.
And I didn't think May would be this good this fast. No chance.
And then Drake Maye has been, we'll get to Drake Maye. Drake Maye has been a revelation. I can't understand how any Patriot fan would be upset about this season at all. Just where are you right now in his progress?
Yeah, I wrote a column last week that was like, okay, this is what I got wrong about the Patriots. And the number one item was I thought it was short-sighted to play him.
So did I.
Behind the league's worst pass-protecting offensive line.
So did I.
And I do think he's been an outlier as a rookie quarterback who can not only overcome that, because it's not just about the mobility, he can scramble it and bounce around. It's the reads, it's the processing, it's the growth he's shown, even the footwork stuff, like the most boring parts of the job. He's getting better at all of those. So for me, yeah, we can call him a 22-year-old rookie quarterback, but the way he's functioning is like at least a league average quarterback, and the flashes that he shows you says, I will be top 10 one day, and I firmly believe that.
Let's talk about leadership. A lot's been talked about that. It's a huge part of the position. Buy-in from the team is a huge part of the position. You're around. What's that like in your opinion?
Yeah, so not to reference another column I wrote last week, kind of inside a dinner that Drake Maye took the offensive lineman out to on Monday. The offensive linemen typically get together Monday night. It's usually a steakhouse. So he joins this week, takes his brother Luke, who was in town, and they had just beaten the Bears. He's picking up the check. It was a local Boston area steakhouse, and they had a great time. They were
Sizzler.
Like, we watched.
Outback is actually in Randolph. But,
yes.
Okay.
We didn't watch as much Monday Night Football, the offensive lineman told me, as we normally do. Like, this was super engaging. And they were excited to hang out with college basketball superstar Luke Maye and get to know Drake. But to me, that said as much like, oh, we picked up the check, and this is the thing you write about the quarterback after a win. Like, it was meaningful to them in a way that has to be meaningful to us because they're at the dinner. They're ones reporting what happened. And it said, according to them, brought everyone closer together.
No. The plays that he's making, you talk about his development, whether it's footwork, whether it's the reads, but some of the plays, and I was just looking at one that you had retweeted, where the blitz is coming, he goes back in the pocket, he's off, so he's kind of going back into his right, he goes off his back foot, throws left across the field, finds Demario Douglas, and that's one of those passes. It's probably ill-advised. It's one of those things you wouldn't want your rookie quarterback to be doing unless you can complete the pass. And the blitz is coming. He's going to get a hit. he finds one guy, maybe the one guy who is open on that play. I'm not looking at the all 22 here, but those are impressive. Those are things I didn't expect to see from him at any point this season. And he's doing them not every week, but enough to where you get that, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I know they lost, but it's going to be good.
You know what I love about that play, too, is it's not he knows he's going to take a hit and he absorbs it. Like we saw that in the preseason. It was, I'm going to wait until the last second to do something with the kind of trick around the arm or sling it over there, do this off platform in a way that's effective. It's not in a way that says, I'm a rookie, let me show you how big my arm is. Let me show you all these trick shot throws that I'm making. This is all in the name of winning. And he even said
all in the
this
way
week,
of making a play.
Right.
Yes.
For the point, like the point is to win. It's not to show you what he can do. Stuff that like Josh Allen came in here 2018, 2019. Devin McCourty's telling me recently, like we didn't even guard the check down because we knew he didn't want to throw it. And that's what you're doing when you're preparing for a quarterback. You're getting into their minds to say, how do they want to play? How do they want to win? As Drake Maye goes on and on, yeah, again, he's still 22, but the mind that you're studying and watching is of a more mature player and prospect. And that's not from July and training camp until now. This is from his first start in week 6 against the Texans to what we saw on Sunday.
All right, two weeks ago, Kendrick Bourne did not play. He was aware he wasn't going to play for a long period of time. KJ Osborne played, really wasn't noticeable at all, except for that one catch where he stepped out of bounds first. This past week, Osborne is benched. Bourne plays and plays well. Now we have another game coming up this week in Miami. I just referenced Jalen Polk, who was, I don't believe he was targeted and committed an unforgivable penalty on 4th down and short. Where does the wide receiver carousel stop? Well, might we see Osborne and Bourne in and Polk out this week?
I don't know. They not only just have an investment, obviously with the second round pick they spent on Jalen Polk, but every time Drake Maye talks about him, he says he's going to be a good player in this league. He's going to be a good player in this league. And it doesn't matter if you disagree. It doesn't matter if I disagree. They need to make this work. So I think Polk is going to get the longest run out of anyone. I would be surprised if KJ Osborne, just based on his production, has any kind of meaningful role in Miami. But I think the fact that Kendrick Bourne, after getting benched, has 5 catches on 5 targets for 70 yards and a touchdown, and those yards were more than all of the other receivers combined, says, well, I can't sit him.
Yeah, why was Bourne benched?
That was part production and play and a conversation about we have to play the kids. And I think we talked last week, too. I think they gave him, or not him, but KJ Osborne, they threw him a bone to say, hey, you basically sat 2 of the last 3 games out. We like your professionalism day to day. The young guys can learn from your example. But if you're not going to play, that might sour. So we'll give you a shot. Let's see what you can do against the Bears. He did nothing. So now you're like, well, this is self-explanatory. We gave you a shot. It didn't work. And when Bourne came down, they were like, we'll sit him. He bounced back up.
All right, so Tyquan Thornton, this is kind of interesting, was picked up by the Chiefs.
Of course.
McCall Hardman was picked up by the Chiefs last year after a disastrous time with another team that I won't mention. And
But he didn't do anything for him.
No, he just was the hero of the Super Bowl.
Oh, I forgot about that. Where did he come from again?
Well, I don't say it because everyone gets mad at me, but it's the Jets.
Oh,
that's
now I
right.
remember.
Yes.
They get mad because I follow that
Jets.
team very closely. And then,
Right.
But so it's happened before.
It's going to happen. He's going to right. He's going to make it.
I was going to say if you have to put, but if you had to put odds on Tyquan Thornton having a meaningful role in a postseason game, what would you put them at?
1%.
Oh, that's an upset right there.
Well, okay. Well, McCall Hardman had at one point been a relatively productive NFL player. Tyquan Thornton has never been.
Okay, so better question is, what are the odds that Thornton makes a big catch to help them win a game from now until the end of the season?
5%. I mean, come on. Like we've all watched the Tyquan Thornton experience, right? And this isn't just the Patriots overdrafted him, which they surely did. We all said it in real time. You can go back to that.
No
draft.
one got taken
It
at
stunk.
receiver after him that was any good, except for the kid from Georgia, Pickens.
Pickens, yeah, 2 picks.
That
later.
everyone said why is Pickens not off
They
the
got
board?
a kid from Indianapolis too. They got taken right after that. It's pretty decent.
You notice right when Tyquan Thornton went, there was a run on receivers, and they all
are better
managed
than
to
all of
be
them.
good to average. Go ahead.
I will say, though, as much as we saw the Tyquan Thornton experience, he started throughout training camp, a couple of preseason games, week 1, if you can believe it. He was not in the best place towards the end of his tenure here and expressed to them, Yeah, I don't mind if you cut me. So I'm curious, as a guy who's not only in Kansas City catching passes from not Patrick Mahomes, but their scout team quarterback, who's just a little bit more refreshed, can use that long speed. Maybe he does bounce back, but I just, what would tell you that we should bet on that aside from just the comedy of it?
Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's it. Not Tyquan Thornton.
Right.
Just Andy Reid scheming something up, like a 5-receiver set.
Yeah.
And him getting lost in coverage.
Thornton takes a slant and runs 70 yards
You know what?
for a
If
touchdown.
it does happen, it'll be week 18. They're chilling. They're playing their backups. I don't even know who they play in their finale. It's the Broncos or the Raiders or the Chargers. And he'll get loose and have one catch. And
Yeah.
that'll be it.
You know what's interesting about you saying that is the relief of the Kansas City media when they lost that Buffalo game. That the reaction from the Kansas City media was like, oh, God, thank God. Because that was the concern, is that they would be going to week 18 chasing a perfect season, and that would become the whole thing.
At Denver.
Yeah.
And then you know, all the things that come with that, because that's an older team at a lot of positions, and so the idea is you get 2 weeks off.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like that you get the 2 weeks off going into the playoffs, and how valuable that is. But you can't, if you're going for a perfect season, you can't do that. You got to play to win that last game.
How did you feel about that? Because Felger asked me on TV the other day, and I remember watching those 04 Patriots being a kid, and I was like, that kid is long gone, but he still lives somewhere in my heart. So I hope that the Bills win on Sunday and beat the Chiefs, because I didn't want to see them break the Patriots' streak of most wins in a row.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, whatever with the Patriots part of it. I just want Buffalo to get something. Buffalo deserves something. It's very hard for me to root against Buffalo. There's no arrogance to Buffalo. They know exactly where they stand. You know, like my friends that are Buffalo fans are chewing Vicodins and like doing shots and passing out before the game.
Bills Mafia is aggressive, but they're realistic.
Oh, they're terrible when you're an
Yeah.
opposing fan
Yeah,
of their stadium, but
right.
it's almost funny.
They understand.
Just
Yeah.
from an entertainment standpoint, I feel like I've seen the Chiefs movie a couple of times
Yeah.
now. It's probably the way the rest of the country felt about the Patriots after so many years.
Yeah, and
like I don't need to see that again.
And Travis Kelce, and it's not Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is fine. Travis Kelce is for his
Kelsey
own
doesn't
good.
even bother me. The
he
podcast
bothers me so
The
much.
podcast with his brother bothers me, but as a player and like actually what I don't mind watching him play.
It's not that. It's not that. But you don't. That's not the issue. Him playing, of course, is not the issue. It's the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl that's the issue. There's an overexposure. The only person that could handle the overexposure was Peyton Manning, because he's especially charismatic and funny. Like, for an athlete, him and Charles Barkley, like those are like kind of the two guys off the top of my head I can think of that could have been comedians or could have been actors, like stars. Anyone else, there's a level of exposure where it's too much.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.